Welcome back to Respect the Jux TV. Before we get started, make sure you smash that subscribe button so that we can get bringing you more dope content. Alright, let's get to it. For years, Roland's 60s Crip leader Bigu had cultivated an image of a reformed gangster, a beacon of hope in the city's most troubled neighborhoods. He founded Developing Options, an anti-gang charity, and launched Unique Music, a recording label promising to uplift aspiring artists. But beneath the veneer of philanthropy, investigators alleged lay a mafia-like enterprise, a sprawling network of violence, extortion, and exploitation. The federal complaint, a document thick with accusations, painted a chilling portrait of Henley's operation. He wasn't just a gang leader. He was a maestro of crime, pulling strings from the shadows, orchestrating a symphony of terror that stretched from the back alleys of South Central to the glittering casinos of Las Vegas. The Roland's 60s neighborhood Crips, a notorious street gang, were his foot soldiers, enforcing his will with brutal efficiency. They trafficked drugs, extorted businesses, and exploited vulnerable women, their actions fueled by Henley's insatiable hunger for power. But it was the murder of an aspiring rapper, known only as RW, that cast Henley's alleged brutality into stark relief. RW, signed to Unique Music, had made the fatal mistake of recording a defamatory song about his benefactor, a transgression Henley wouldn't tolerate. The young artist's body was found discarded in a desolate ditch off Interstate 15, a stark testament to the consequences of crossing Bigu that investigators believe Henley used his public persona to shield his criminal activities. Social media platforms, documentaries, and podcasts became tools of intimidation, amplifying his reputation as an OG, a figure to be feared and respected. He cultivated an aura of invincibility, a myth that allowed him to operate with impunity. His charity, Developing Options, was allegedly a facade, a front for fraudulent schemes, and a shield against law enforcement scrutiny. Prosecutors alleged Henley embezzled donations, using them to fund his lavish lifestyle and expand his criminal empire. He even went so far as to fraudulently obtain a COVID-19 relief loan for Unique Music, exploiting a pandemic to enrich himself. As the net closed in, Henley, defiant to the last, recorded videos denying the accusations. "This the price of being black and trying to help somebody," he declared, his voice laced with indignation. "You just guilty because somebody else don't like you." But his words rang hollow in the face of the overwhelming evidence. The Bigu enterprise, as investigators dubbed it, was a web of corruption, a testament to the dark side of ambition. The 18 indictments, the arrests, the seized evidence, all spoke of a man who had built his kingdom on the backs of the vulnerable. A man whose legacy was stained with blood. The courtroom, a stark contrast to the opulent mansions and shadowed streets of Henley's world, became the stage for his final act. The city watched, a mixture of fear and fascination, as the man who had once seemed untouchable faced the consequences of his actions. The investigation, detailed and intricate, revealed the deep-seated corruption that had been hidden in plain sight. The fall of Bigu was not just the takedown of a criminal, but the unraveling of a carefully constructed illusion. The sprawling investigation, a tapestry of wiretaps, witness testimonies, and forensic evidence, painted a chilling portrait of Eugene Henley Jr., Bigu, a man whose public image as a community benefactor masked a ruthless criminal enterprise. Federal authorities, after years of meticulous work, laid bare a pattern of violence, fraud, and exploitation that extended from the back alleys of Los Angeles to the desolate expanses of the Nevada desert. At the heart of the indictment lay the brutal murder of Rayshawn Williams, an aspiring rapper whose perceived disrespect triggered Henley's violent retribution. Williams was allegedly shot in the face, his body dumped in the unforgiving landscape of Las Vegas, a stark testament to Henley's capacity for cold-blooded violence. The complaint detailed how, within days of Williams' death, social media erupted with accusations, messages flooding Henley's accounts demanding answers, all met with a chilling silence. Henley's alleged criminal activities weren't limited to murder. He was accused of orchestrating the armed robbery of an unlicensed marijuana dispensary, a business that had dared to cease its extortion payments. This act of brazen criminality underscored his control over the streets, his willingness to use violence to enforce his will. But perhaps the most insidious aspect of Henley's alleged operation was his exploitation of charitable goodwill. He allegedly defrauded companies, donors, and even prominent athletes like Draymond Green and Shaquille O'Neal, persuading them to contribute to his charities, only to siphon the funds into his personal accounts. The complaint detailed how Henley's nonprofit, Developing Options, received $2.35 million in funding from the city's Gang Reduction and Youth Development GRYD program, a program intended to curb violence, only to allegedly be used to line Henley's pockets. Mayor Karen Bass' office, through Press Secretary DeMarcus Finnell, vehemently denied any tolerance for malfeasance, emphasizing the city's increased oversight of GRYD programs. They acknowledged the sophisticated effort to thwart oversight, but maintained that the alleged actions did not reflect the program's overall success in reducing gang violence. Henley, in his pre-surrender videos, dismissed the allegations as bullcrap, blaming internet gossip and framing himself as a victim of a system that targeted him for his community work. He pointedly avoided addressing the murder of Williams, instead focusing on what he claimed were baseless accusations against Developing Options. "What crimes am I committing to cover up with Developing Options? I ain't committed no crimes and covered up anything with Developing Options," he declared, his voice laced with defiance. The indictment, however, extended beyond Henley. 18 other individuals, members and associates of the Rollin' 60s, faced charges that ranged from RICO violations to drug trafficking and firearms offenses. Mark Martin, the CFO of Developing Options and a respected figure in gang intervention, was charged with RICO violations, a jarring revelation for a man who had mentored countless youths. Termaine Ashley Williams, known as rapper Loose Cannon, was implicated in the marijuana dispensary robbery, his involvement allegedly confirmed by his own admission on the No Jumper podcast, an episode later removed after a cease and desist order from Henley. The complaint also detailed Henley's alleged involvement in sex trafficking. Armani Aflage, who admitted to the FBI that she was known for bringing the hose, was charged with transporting women across state lines for prostitution, allegedly at Henley's behest. Wiretap conversations revealed Henley's attempts to downplay his involvement, claiming he was dealing with grown-ass women. Other individuals, including Frederick Blanton and Tiffany Hines, were charged with bank fraud, while Christian Forbes aka Bus, Danavian Hughes, Lamont Green, and Zahir Mitchell aka Brick Baby faced firearms charges. Joshua Hala and Zachary Garcia were charged with methamphetamine distribution and firearms offenses, and Ron Antoine Britton was charged with cocaine possession. Derek Andrew Pollard faced firearms and methamphetamine charges. The indictment further revealed a network of illegal firearms sales, with Phuc Kien Huynh and Brian Mejia charged with dealing firearms without a license from their Koreatown clothing store, New Leaf Clothing. One Tyan Jones aka Blueface was charged with possession of machine guns, and Jaquan Smith was charged with selling firearms and ammunition. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Respect the Jux TV. All individuals in this story are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you on the next one.